Hello, I'm Mary Beck, an educator at Bernina of America. Do you have a project that calls for lots of ruffles? If that's the case, then you just might need to get the Ruffler Attachment number 86. They're on sale this month. So let's go to the table and take a closer look at what this attachment does. So let's take a closer look at the attachment. It attaches like a regular presser foot, but there's one extra thing you need to be mindful of, and that is this part right here. It's a U-shaped piece that you use to hook onto the screw of the needle clamp where your presser foot goes, kind of like the way your walking foot goes on. So if you get this part in place first and then slide this onto the cone, it will be really easy to attach. This black piece is the ruffler blade. As the ruffler moves up and down with the needle bar, the blade moves in and out, pinching small folds of fabric and pushing them under the needle to be sewn into place. This is the separating blade. It holds the fabric in place and keeps the ruffler blade from coming into contact with the feed dogs. The adjusting lever here determines your pleat frequency. When set on 1, you get a pleat with every stitch and the fabric looks evenly gathered. On 6, there is a pleat every 6 stitches, and on 12, every 12 stitches. If you set it on 0, no pleats will be made, which is nice if you need some flat stitching in between the ruffles. You don't have to change the foot. At the front of the foot, there is an adjusting screw. The attachment comes with a screwdriver, and you can use this to adjust the depths of your pleats. Turn it clockwise for deeper pleats and counterclockwise for shallower ones. Deeper tucks produce a very pleated look, especially when pressed. You can also pleat and sew to your fabric in one pass. The fabric to be pleated passes through here. The fabric that is flat passes directly under the attachment. So let's see how they look side by side so that you can see the differences. Here is a sample showing how you can gather and sew to a flat piece of fabric at the same time. Did you notice that there's a finished edge here? We've actually gathered or pleated through 2 layers of fabric at the same time. And isn't it a beautiful result? And in this sample, there are 2 different widths of fabric, and they've all been gathered at the same time with the ruffler attachment. Now I'm going to attach the ruffler attachment to the machine. So if you'll bring it in from the right and place the U-shaped part over the needle bar, and then slide up the cone and bring down the clamp. I've got it set to make a pleat with every stitch. So I'm going to insert the fabric into the slit at the front of the attachment and then begin to sew. And you can see that it's pushing the fabric through and it's really tight. Let's change it to every 6. So I will adjust there, and now we'll take 6 stitches, and you can see that it's taking a pause. And let's try at every 12. And it's going to sew 12 stitches and then make a tuck. And remember, I said you could set it at 0 and it will do straight sewing. Easy as that. Now I'm going to pleat some fabric and sew it to a flat piece of fabric at the same time. So the fabric that's going to be pleated fits into the slit here. And I'll take a couple of stitches to get it started. Then I'll raise the presser foot and place the fabric that's going to be flat completely under. and begin to sew. And there is our pleated fabric sewn to the flat fabric in one step. Beautiful. I really like the control I can have when sewing ruffles with the Ruffler Attachment number 86. It's great with all sorts of fabrics and all sorts of projects. For more tips and techniques, refer to the Big Book of Feet. Until next time, happy sewing!